I've been studying a lot about how to keep my generator lasting as long as possible, considering how much I use it. Now, you'll know that I had this Power Smart for 3 years, ran it all the time, and it eventually stopped working well. We're on about 15 minutes now, and the spark plug gets fouled up because the oil's getting past the rings, and it's burning that oil onto the spark plug. Fouls it out, so I have to clean it about every 15 minutes. It was a fantastic generator. Now, this generator does not have what is called eco mode. Eco mode means that you can, this one has it. Eco mode means you can turn the eco mode on and the RPMs drop way low, and as you use power, it'll vary in RPMs to produce more or less power based on your needs. Or you can shut it off and then it just runs at full RPMs. I think 3,600 RPMs or something like that. This one did not have that switch. It always was on eco on. So it always varied in how much energy it used. Now, I will admit, I did not like that feature when I bought this generator. I didn't like it. I will never buy another one that does not have that switch. Now, you know, I've got Champion generators, and I've always had Champion ever since I started buying generators. And they have the eco switch on it also. So, as you know, I've done several things to preserve the life of this generator, so it will last longer than this one. Now, I think this one probably lasted 2,500 hours. I mean, it did a fantastic job. It started burning oil probably halfway through its life, say 1.5 years, and it just progressively got worse and worse. And I don't know. I think when it first started, it would run out of it would use oil before the first 50-hour oil change. Now, I admit that I changed the oil on this one about every 50 hours. I have changed that up on this one. I changed the oil on this one every 25 hours. I was using conventional oil, 10W30 on this, but on this one I'm running 5W30. So 5 winter, 5W for 5 winter is for winter use. But you can use 5W in summer also. That's not the issue. As a matter of fact, I'm not even sure why you'd use 10 anymore. That just doesn't make sense. And I'm also using synthetic. Synthetic oil is better because all the molecules in the oil is the same small diameter sizes, whereas in conventional oil, it varies. So I've done a lot to try to maximize the life on this. I also put a magnet dipstick in it. So every time I change the oil, at 25 hours, I can wipe those metal shavings off the dipstick. So since these don't have oil filters, there's nothing in there to keep those metal shavings. All engines create metal shavings, and it's like a powder. Like when you rub that magnet on your hand, it's like a pencil. It draws a line on your hand. So it's a powder, and those metal shavings will get into the bearings and stuff and just kind of lap away at it over time. So if you have an oil filter, it collects those shavings and it doesn't lap the bearings. Well, if you put a magnet in there, it serves to collect those metal shavings like a filter does, so it doesn't lap the bearings. So, I've done several things now to try to extend the life on this. Well, I noticed that when I run it, well, here's what I've been doing. At night, I've been running a little small 70-watt heater, which is hardly any electric, in the water tank area to keep the pipes from freezing up. And I use that on the generator. So you put it on eco mode and you turn that heater on, and at 8 o'clock at night, you'll start running that, and the gas, half a gallon of gas will last until 7 a.m. the next morning. So basically, what, 11 hours? So it's fantastic. Half a gallon of gas in 11 hours, it's fantastic. But in the wintertime, there's a problem doing that. So let's look at your car for a minute. At least my truck. Let's look at my truck. in single digit temperatures. I'll start the truck up to let it warm up, and I'll let it sit in the parking lot. I come out in 15 minutes and the truck hasn't warmed up at all. That thermostat meter needle has not moved. Maybe a little. But if I run it up to 2,000 RPMs, within 10 minutes, 5 minutes, the thermometer has moved up to operating temperature. Now, I'm not saying the oil temperature is right, but at least the water temperature is correct. So revving up the engine creates more heat to warm up the engine. Well, same thing's happening here. When you run this 70-watt heater on this in eco mode, those RPMs don't budge. And so you're never getting the temperature up on the oil, which is causing two problems, two significant problems. One, the oil is always thick, thicker than it should be, so it's not getting into the bearings as good. So you're just not getting the lubrication that you need. Now, for a short term, when you run it started, everybody knows when you start an engine, that is the highest wear time of the engine, because you got to get that lubrication warmed up and cycling. Well, this just being a little splash oiler, I mean, that's all it is. It just circles around and splashes that oil everywhere. You're not really throwing it very good. You're not throwing a large quantity, so it's just real thick. It's like trying to, throw molasses around. Now, it being 5W, it's better than 10W, but it's still thick. The second issue that you have is, since the temperature is not going up, condensation, every time that cylinder moves back and forth, every time it moves, the vapor, there's some vapor, water vapor, that gets past the rings on every cycle. So the gas turns, let's see how I can explain this. Your carburetor sucks in gas and air into the cylinder. You got to have that combination. Well, that air has water in it. So when it fires, that water vapor, some of it goes down into the cylinder, past the rings, and into the oil reservoir. Every engine, combustible, engine does that. Every. So what you got to do is you got to get that water out. The way you get that water out is by heating the engine up. As it heats up, it will start to dissipate some of that water. Now, oil will eventually get above 212 degrees, so it just boils off at that point. But in cold temperatures, on eco mode, it will never get up to enough temperature to even burn off or evaporate. That's the word I want to use. Evaporate the water. Think about it. You pour water onto concrete. It's not 212 degrees, but over a few minutes that water will evaporate off because the temperature is hot enough that it will evaporate. Here, it doesn't. So you got to get that temperature up to at least 100, I think 140 degrees, 150 degrees, just to get it to evaporate. So at 140 degrees, you're thinning out the oil a little bit so it's doing better. That's with your eco off. That means it's running full RPM. Eco on is not doing anything. Thick oil, water is accumulating. Eco off, oil thins out, and the water will start evaporating. Now, the thing is you got to run that. If it's only at 140 degrees, it's not boiling. It's just evaporating. So in order to actually get the water out of there, you need to run it at least an hour just to get get it to evaporate out. Now, the thing you got to think about is if you are evaporating any water at all with that eco off, that water is now going out the vent tube. There's a vent tube on engines that vents off the crankcase, because you got to have a cycle. That crank, as the piston moves back and forth, it's sucking air into the crankcase and pushing air out of the crankcase where the oil lives. So as that water starts to leave, if it's not hot enough, that vent tube will freeze up. So now you're not getting any air in, air out, which means it will blow out an oil seal. That didn't happen on this one, fortunately. So I So I've been running it with eco off. So it's running full RPMs. Now that means that it only runs 6 hours. It doesn't run the 11 hours anymore. But that being said, that's not the goal. The goal is not to save gas. The goal is to make sure this thing lasts long. When I look at my gas usage so far in the 3 months that I've had this, I'm only up to $37. So that's about 10 bucks a month. For electric in the wintertime, and I'm using it for everything because there just has not been any sun. I mean, even today, it looks a little sunny, but it's cloudy over there. Now over here, I've said this many times, in the north, there's no clouds. It's a beautiful day. But you come over here in the south where the sun is, it's all cloudy. So you're just not getting the energy you need. So I've been running this a lot. And I do almost every winter. Now in the summertime, that changes. I hardly ever run it. So so now we're getting water out of it. We're getting everything lubricated. And I'm running it for 6 hours. So that heater up there, it's not running all night. But I don't need it to run all night. I need it to run, like this morning, it shut off. Well, that's not true. Last night, I didn't fill the gas tank up at 8 p.m. I let it run from 5 p.m. until it shut off probably, what, 11? It's probably 10 or 11. And I have an alarm in there now that when the temperature goes below freezing, below 32 degrees, it goes off. Well, at 4:27, 3 minutes before I got to bed, that alarm went off. So it lasted all night, staying warm in there. So I don't need it to run all night. I just need it to keep it, get it heated up in there and then shut off. And at the same time, I'm also running that battery charger at 10 amps just to keep the batteries up. So they, because it's so cold, those, just zaps those batteries. The other thing is I didn't realize I was really doing this, but this is what is happening. This also kind of holds that heat in a little bit. You figure the wind is coming from the north. That's north over there. And so it's blocking that wind and keeping this a little bit cooler. In the daytime, the sun hits it, and that sun, you can see the sun is hitting it, is actually helping it warm up. I say cooler, I mean keeps it warmer. The sun helps it keep warm also. So the reason I bring this up is these generators are not designed to run in the wintertime. They're for tailgating and barbecues and that kind of thing. But these are the best things to use because they're inverter generators. They're clean electric. Those industrial strength, they're very dirty electric. They use a lot of gas. They run full speed all the time. You can't turn them down. Whereas these in the summertime, you can turn them down, save gas. So I highly recommend using an inverter generator. It's just you don't want to wear it out in the wintertime. So just run it with the eco off. If you're gonna not be drawing a lot of power. Now, if you're drawing a lot of power, I think 50% or more, you don't have to worry about this eco thing at all. But in the if you're running a little heater like I am, then you got to worry about that. And boy, I forgot to take those filters in. I hope they didn't freeze. That's a bummer. So just a little heads up. That's what I've been working on. So if you'll click this up next box, take the video over to my other channel. I really appreciate it. Go check it out. So if I can inspire you, keep your engine running warm so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.